On social media platforms today, quality content often goes unnoticed. On Den, users get paid for the creation, evaluation, and curation of quality content. Content creators are rewarded based upon the engagement and reach of their post or comment. Content evaluators are rewarded based upon the speed and results of their predictions about which content will trend or go viral. Community owners are rewarded based on engagement within their community. On Den, quality content pays.
What's up, denizens, and welcome to episode 33 of Coffee with Den. It's your boy Distant and T Swift or Die coming at you from Gainesville, Florida. It is June 8th, and I thought we would bring it back to basics a little bit today and talk about what other people have been posting to Den, because really it ain't about us. It's about what you're posting on Den. So let's talk about that. How you doing, John? How's it going today? Happy Wednesday to you, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, it's going great. I woke up today and drank coffee, so that was nice. I would like to say that this show is about me. I think that's important for everybody to know.
Yeah, you post on Den too.
It's about me, and yeah, it's about all that. It's about us.
Mm-hmm.
It's about everything. So
everything is everything. Great. That was who said that?
Helen Keller.
Mary J. Blige. No, the "Everything Is Everything" song. Anyway.
Oh, my bad. I know. Oh, I know who that was.
It wasn't Mary J. Blige, was it?
James Joyce.
James Joyce.
James Joyce.
Ah. Huh.
Wait,
well,
that's
the more
right.
you know.
That's not right.
Somebody should challenge John on that, and then drop a reference in the reply section.
Nope, that's a Emily Dickens poem.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, dude. I've been watching Dickens.
I mean, I'm sure.
So long.
Yeah, I'm sure more people have used that phrase than just the one song that I grew up listening to. So
all right,
there is that.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually know the answer, and I was just kind of messing with you.
Well, what's the answer? You can mess with me. That's fine. But as long as I get the answer.
It's Abbott Costello.
You son of a bitch. Okay, so this is episode 33. And I'm at a standing desk now. I got to get used to this a little bit. I use the bottom of it as a beanbag storage, which is kind of nice if you're trying to figure out a standing desk situation, because now I can lean forward with my knees into that beanbag, and I just kind of it's like a squat, but I'm still standing. It's nice.
I want to let everybody know that I'm still at I'm still in an office chair in my living room with a TV dinner tray and then a bark box underneath my laptop.
That could be ideal for a lot of people. That could be ideal. I mean, different strokes for different folks, right? No, I've been at my desk a lot. I've been working on Den, but I've been working on Gainesville stuff too. And I've been working on, if I'm being honest, my mental health a little bit. Took a break. I said that last week. And part of that was, hey, you know what? Stop sitting on your ass all day. You spend like 11 billion hours sitting down between being at your desk and being on the couch and being on your desk again. So I figured if I'm going to be exhausted at the end of the day, I would at least like it to be because of something instead of just being tired of not doing anything and sitting down. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck.
Have you seen those things that are it's like a treadmill for your desk?
Yeah, I'm not there.
Pedal.
I'm standing. I just told you that I feel exhausted standing. So I don't think a treadmill is being tied in quite yet, you know?
All right. Well, we all know what the next step is going to be. We're going to get you a treadmill at the desk, and then we're going to get you a row machine for your desk so you can row, and the camera will just go back and forth with you. It'll be great. You're going to be the most fit
all in time
blogger in the world.
All in good time. I had been thinking about starting up like a proper crypto channel. Because I don't do anything proper. So every now and then I have this show has been going for 33 weeks now, for example. And I had no idea what I was doing when I was starting it. I still don't, but I feel more comfortable with it now. And so I'm thinking, okay, I've gotten rid of some stage fright. I've gotten into the habit of, talking into a microphone and, I've got myself in order there. And then I find that I'm watching a lot of other YouTube videos, which I haven't done much until recently. the past year. I've been watching to see what people have been saying about crypto and stuff like that. And I've realized that they're full of shit, most of them. So like it kind of inspires me to be like, you know what? Maybe I should do on there and not be full of shit. I wonder if people would care. So that's what I'm thinking of right now. You know, maybe I'll replace my Monday show. Right now I have a Monday, not a show, but my Monday, I blocked out like 3 hours Monday morning to just be at my desk and be live for customer support on Den or whatever you guys wanted to hit me up with. And the idea there was I knew I wanted to do something in that spot. I didn't know what. So I just started getting in the habit of it.
All right. So
there's my thoughts.
So first thing is I'm offended that you think this isn't a real cryptocurrency show. We talk about crypto so much on this show, okay? Yeah. I've learned so many things about...
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I've learned a lot, okay?
That's true. Yep. I stand corrected, John.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. The key, and you know, this is something that I guess I think about a lot. I probably say too much, but this whole Den thing, the angle that Den has is exactly that. It's people like you who are intelligent humans on Earth who don't maybe even give a shit about blockchain, but at least you don't know much about it, right? And being able to introduce that concept in a way that a little bit at a time, one little grain of rice at a time, you're able to see, oh, it's kind of like this, and oh, it makes sense because of that. And then you're also able to see what's stupid and along the way and that you don't care about. So I think that's cool with Den because it allows people to see what really is stupid with blockchain and useless and what's actually useful, because everything on Den, you know, is supposed to be designed to kind of showcase that, what you could do with this stuff. So yeah, good point. More Johns, fewer crypto bros.
Yeah.
Is that the takeaway? That's a takeaway, I think.
You know, I take, you know, more of me is what the world needs. That's obviously...
as long as that's the takeaway, you're down for it.
Yeah. If you have other shows where you just need warm bodies, let me know. There's other if you're listening, you're like, I've got a podcast where we talk about the beluga fish,
yeah,
which are whales, which are actually mammals. Invite me on.
Fish people.
The world, yeah, the world.
And they say there aren't fish people. Come on, you just connected enough dots to make a conspiracy theory video on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna there's 100% fish people.
That beluga is a whale, but it's also a fish, but it's also a mammal, which means it's fish people.
Yeah,
belugas are the real Aquaman of the world.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aquaman, let's see what's on Den. Maybe somebody posted about him.
Wait, what? How did you know? That was the worst. That was the worst segue.
Speaking of Aquaman, I wonder if anybody's written a post about it. So anyway, yeah, we're at episode 33 today, which is cool. It is 1/3 of the way to 100 minus 1. And then I've put, like I said, I wanted to go back to basics today. So the agenda, which I always put a question mark beside on this show, is that I wanted to go over the reply section and see what's down there. I noticed a couple, and I haven't read the whole thing yet. And then I want to just go through Den and sort by hot and see what's hot and what's not.
Oh, can I also do my thing where we talk about different layers?
Oh yeah, we can do that as part of that. Yeah. So basically, this is what the show is today. We're going to be on Den, and we're going to be all over Den. We're going to crawl all through it. We're gonna slather ourselves with layers and posts. All right.
It's going to be like Breakout from prison, but it's Den, and we're crawling through the pipes of Den.
Yeah, I think that's a better show. Let's do it. So first up here is reply section. I want to see what is in the... Can you hear me all right, by the way? I moved everything. Oh, so my microphone, my headset, all that stuff.
You sound like a gorgeous mermaid.
Oh, that's great. I sound like a beluga. All right. So
you sound great. Like mermaids.
No, a mermaid. We just got done proving that belugas are mermaids.
Yeah, and also mermaids are like classically known for having amazing voices, right? They like sing and all that stuff. They not only have like a... We don't have to do this now. We don't have to do this now.
That was Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close. So like...
I am for I am. Good morning to you, sir.
Oh, what's up, man? So like, yeah, like, so think about how great like a mermaid's voice has to be, because it not only has to like go through the water, right? Because
yeah,
they use like echolocation and stuff like that, but like they have to do that, but then also make actual sounds. Like they have to be so crisp to talk to each other because they're not using echolocation. They're using like voice crap.
Words.
Yeah, or voice or words. Voice crap, words. I don't know the difference.
I have a question for you related to the Little Mermaid, related to Sebastian specifically, the crab.
Oh, he's my boy.
Yeah, and the question, it comes from the fact that you and I frequent completely different recesses of the internet, I think, and I've noticed the song from Under the Sea. Great. There's been a resurgence of the popularity of the song Under the Sea. Have you seen that anywhere on the internet?
That song's always being taken out of the Disney vault, man. Like
that's true.
It's like one of those things. It's like
it's a dope song. It's like a really catchy, good song too.
Yeah.
It talks about everybody toiling away and working in the world while they're just floating under the sea. You know, it's always better where it is wetter under the sea. That kind of thing. I have to go rewatch the movie. It's good.
Take it from me.
So it's just always been popular. You haven't seen any recent spikes, basically.
I mean, like I don't also frequent that part of the internet. I would say I don't understand how you're like, John doesn't look at cryptocurrency stuff. Maybe he's listening to old Disney songs.
I wasn't even. I was talking about 4chan. Honestly, it was. I was talking about 4chan, not crypto stuff.
I don't know any 4chan stuff, so you're good.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's a great website. There's just really bad parts of it. That's what they've done. This is relevant. They have a. So it's like a free speech within legal limits website, right? And there's some really, really good communities there. Like there's a really good like wallpapers forum for if you want to get desktop wallpaper. There's a very good current events is good enough. Tells you the news and stuff. But there's also like LGBTQ communities in there. There are left and right communities in there. And then to solve the problem of like shit you don't want to see, but it's also not illegal, they have a couple of spots for that too. So I just stay out of there. And all the negative stuff you hear on the news about like, oh, this person was what do they call it, radicalized on 4chan, whatever you call them. It's like, no, they're talking about a specific section that's like a containment spot for that bad stuff. It's not the actual point of the website. But that's all. You should check it out sometimes. There's unfiltered opinions. It's interesting. If you are, I don't know, if you can filter through the bullshit and, interesting. Anyway.
Yeah. So
let's get on with the show. Lisa, I dropped in on Lisa and Sean yesterday. They have a show on Tuesday. And it's kind of what made me decide to just kind of like relax a little bit and bring the show back to basics with like reading Den and stuff, because they had a really good, I had to leave early, but they had a really good conversation that was planned-ish, but it was mostly improvised. And that is like the subject was planned. They're like, all right, let's get deep and talk about what we really think. And they just had a conversation that was interesting and thoughtful and engaging. And I was like, you know what? I worry too much about, I try to think, oh, what are we going to do the show about? Like, what's it going to be on? Are there any new features on Den that we can talk about? Are there any new things coming up? That kind of thing. But then I realized, like, that's kind of like basically the Den.social meeting. I don't need to do the meeting stuff on the coffee show. So here we are. Anyway, thanks for the love, Lisa Madi Davis. If you're not following Litecoin Lisa or watching their shows, you should do that.
Does she do? Is this? You said she does a show with Sean?
Satoshi Sean, yeah. So Lisa and Satoshi Sean have both been on the World Blockchain Roundtable. So they're hosts that people may have seen over there. They have a Tuesday show. They both have their own personal channels as well. But they've been doing a Tuesday show, or maybe Lisa combined. I don't know the logistics, but they got a show on Tuesday. And they're both fantastic people. I don't know, for any of my lefty friends who want to get a window into the MAGA crowd, where it's not like an extreme version of it, where it's like reasonable people and you want to just kind of like think about why that particular crowd is saying what they're saying instead of just listening to what the news says they're saying, I would say watch their show. Watch Lisa and Sean's show, and read the comments in the YouTube channel, because it's interesting. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my politics, but it's typically respectful and good conversation. So I recommend their show. So that's what I'll say about Lisa's comment. Thank you for sharing and putting a link on your calendar, Lisa. Also, and anybody out there, if you want, there's where is it at? At the top of this post, you can find your local time, but you can also join the call. If you click that, you'll pop in here and you can join us. I just wanted to point that out in case you're watching, Lisa, or anybody else. Dancing Dragons, thank you. I'm going to tip you even though you didn't ask a question or anything, because you're awesome. So here's $2 matter. That's like $1 or like 50 cents or something. I have no idea right now. I don't pay attention to the price of it. All right, what else we got here? We have T Swift or Die. Did you just put this in here or what? I'm reading the reply.
I was looking for it yesterday.
Oh, that's
12
right.
hours ago. Of course, nothing happened between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. But I was in like a good mood at like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, screw it. I'll
give you one anonymous lore for that.
Me? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One anonymous lore. That sounds so much cooler than it is.
So yeah, so you don't know who gave it to you. So you don't know who gave it to you. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one anonymous piece of old folk like tale. That sounds. I'm gonna give you this ancient secret that nobody knows where it came from.
You own rights to that now.
Yeah, it's one piece of an NFT that nobody understands besides 5 people.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to learn the lore of it, they have to either buy it from you or ask you nicely. So let's see, Jacob Wayne. I was talking to Jacob Wayne recently. I'm going to take some of his gear to Iceland. So that's going to be cool. He has a nomadic gear company where they send out gear, cameras and such, with people that are doing trips, and then you send them back and they'll cut up a vacation video for you. So you don't have to do all that. So I'm probably going to take advantage of that. Let's see. I've been testing out my action cams with a rig I bought that straps on to my windshield wiper. Wanted to capture time lapses of my frequent drives through Texas hill country. That's interesting. If it's on your windshield wiper, it, I guess, doesn't have the windshield in front of it. I wonder if that's a problem with glare and stuff. Makes sense though. Anyway, let's see. I thought since they're developing it quickly, it'll be gone before you know it. I can internalize it on blockchain. Got you. Here's the first of many I'll be doing over the summer until the trees start looking dead. No need to watch the thing while live streaming, but wanted to let you know I'll be posting a lot of these in the Texas layer. Cool. So the Texas layer, Jacob Wayne is very active over there. So check that out and follow Jacob Wayne too. I wonder if I am. Let me click on his profile here. If you don't know, I am. You can click on a username, a profile, and then you can follow or unfollow here. And you can also message the person, DM them right here. So there you go with that. Oh, and you can tip them too. Where'd it go? Oh no, I lost it. It happens. Let me go back in. The buttons have changed. I don't think I mentioned that. So this is now the tip button, the Den logo. If you go to someone's profile and you click on that, that's a tip button. Just so we know. Just so we clear. Cool. So thanks for the input. I'm going to open a new tab and start layer crawling a little bit. The first thing that I'm going to do...
You want me to pull up what I got?
Yeah, I will. Let me get situated first. The first thing I'm going to do is, there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to click on my home button, which doesn't have the word next to it, which I owe you an apology for. I should have that written up by now, and I don't. But this is the home button, and this shows you everything that you're subscribed to, and also every person you're subscribed to. Like if you notice, I just was over on Jacob Wayne's profile, and since I'm subscribed to him, when he posts in a layer, even if I'm not subscribed to that layer, it'll show up in my feed because I'm subscribed to him. So it's a good way to follow people and figure out what other communities that you're not involved with that you might want to get involved with, right? So let's see, this is by time, which means it's the most recent. There's some good stuff in there, actually. I'm going to go ahead and vote on this one while we're here. I'm not the first. Looks like a lot of people within the last hour. Oh, it was edited an hour ago. Anybody who's into cryptocurrency and maybe lives in the US should read this, actually. I'm going to vote it up quite a bit because I think it's important. I'll give it like a lot. But what I was saying actually was just the button at the top. If you click it, make it a flame, it gives you stuff that people have already voted on. So it's more likely to be of interest to you, as I was going to say. So fire hose is the clock, and then evaluated posts is the flame. Let's switch over to see what you got, John, and then I'll come back.
So yeah, the first thing I found when I was just going through,
I
was like, what the hell is this? And I guess like, cause it's like, oh, I like to click on like the layers. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, there are some layers that are, I would say, stagnant because the initial concept changed, and this is one of them. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that was it. Like I just thought it was. What the hell? Here we go. I want to be able to see you and the window at the same time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Totally.
Yeah, like this was it, and I was like, oh, they're kind of doing the thing that we talked about at one point. And I was curious like how it was going, like if having your own layer for your show is worth it, or if it kind of like
it is worth it. I'll show you a different example after you get done here. But so Satoshi Shon, if anybody hasn't watched the Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern show called World Blockchain Roundtable, he's one of the regular hosts on that show, and he had a show with the Irishman, which he doesn't really do anymore. And so they had opened this layer, and then Sean actually got, somehow his account got locked out and he couldn't figure it out, and he had shit to do. He's a busy guy, so he wasn't going to sit around forever and figure it out. So he just was like, all right, well, I maybe come back in and do it and update it later. So since then, we have fixed said account, but Sean is just now getting back into Den a little bit, and I don't know. We'll see if he changes it up or not. But right now, it's just kind of an old layer that started to go somewhere and didn't, which is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Is there? Here we go.
Now, there's a better example of the same thing. Because let's see. I remember there's another one called Crow's Nest. It's the same situation. It was the Crypto Crow. He has a spot, but and he even said he was coming over and Den is ready and I'm going to bring my whole crew over. And then I guess he got busy and did something else. So there's a few things like that. But let me look. You go ahead and look at stuff. I'm going to bring up World Blockchain.
Crow?
Where is it? Crypto Crow? The Crow's Nest. Yeah, there you go.
This guy looks like he makes really good cocktails.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Don't worry, guys. He's here.
Yeah, so exactly. That's what he said. So he's an internet personality. He has a YouTube show that's very popular. He was interviewed briefly, actually, in the first season of Open Source Money, which was a docuseries on Dragon Chain and their battle with the SEC. Let's see, it was on Discovery Science Channel. Yeah. And then there is, if you want to look at another similar one, I don't know what's been going on in the Matrix, the Welcome to the Matrix channel or layer, but that's another one. Cool dude, Cyborg.
I tried to mute it in time. It did not work.
Yeah.
I tried to use the Zoom mute function really quick, but
couldn't reach it.
Shortcut. Well, it's a different shortcut. It's Control A in Zoom, but it's Control D with StreamYard.
Got you. Well, thanks for trying.
I'm now seeing stars, so I got my comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good.
Sorry. All right, about that. Good. So another example that is a good example. Let me bring mine back over here. So World Blockchain Roundtable is the same thing. It is a weekly show. It has its own layer. It is very well managed, and it has active participation and rewards. What happens is the community proposes a month's worth of topics, and then they're voted on, and then the hosts talk about them. And then if you are the person who proposed that topic on that week, then you get rewarded ownership lot for the layer. If you ask a question and it gets voted up high enough for the hosts to get to it during the show, you get rewarded the same in as a proportion of views for the week. So the views are counted that week, and the more views, the more lot everybody gets, right? And then the host also get lot depending on how many views the video gets. So it's incentivized for people to go share it, because you literally get more ownership of the show by participating like that, which is pretty cool. It's a good model.
How do they count the views?
On YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. I think Odyssey is somewhat not working right now with StreamYard. But individually, you go count them all up. That's it.
Interesting. Do you know what they're averaging?
Yeah, let's see. If we go into let's go to the most recent one. Let's see, that is tomorrow. So tomorrow is blockchain and manufacturing. Here. So at the beginning, there'll be a summary of the previous one. So it should say, oh no, you know what? Is it in here? It was in, I have that data. Can you show yours for a second? I'm going to go find the data, and then we will go back and talk about it.
Cool.
All right. Talk about what you found here real quick. Oh, you're still there.
Oh,
yeah. Skip that one.
Oh, I can go to a different layer.
Yeah. Skip that one.
You don't like that one?
Well, it never went anywhere.
That's what I thought was funny. It's just one person. I looked at the entire thing. I was bored one day, thought this was interesting, and I looked at the entire layer, and it's just one guy posting to himself.
Just an idiot.
Just an idiot. Like, okay, that's fair. Like, I get it. And this is just the highest level of commitment to a bit I've ever seen. This is like some strong commitment,
Yeah, that is that's actually an MIT radio, what do you call it? College radio station?
Yeah,
it's a podcast. Yeah,
and that's what I figured. I was like, because I clicked on it, I was like, what the hell is a laptop radio? Like, I don't know what that means. Okay, podcast, I get it. I'm like, what's going on? So I guess he just recommends podcasts to no one.
Well, I don't think that particular denizen is affiliated with with laptop radio. I think it's just some random person posting in there.
Oh, because I thought laptop radio was just like a nickname or another way of saying podcast. Like it's a radio station for your laptop.
Yeah. No, it's actually called laptop radio. Okay. Yeah, actually, let me look it up.
I was checking this out.
Laptop radio. Okay, recommendations, MIT information systems. Anyway, I had a meeting with them and went over some of the Den stuff, but it was early. So like there weren't chat rooms. There was no DMs, obviously. There were not tags, probably even, right? So I think they found it less useful at the time. So maybe we can meet again and talk about that. Where is... No, this is not what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter. Onward. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Literally the very first post is, okay, I have been checking in on this layer all week, hoping someone would post in it so I know what it was about. So what is laptop radio? Is it here to talk about radio programs or shows? Is it to talk about podcasts? Or is there something called laptop radio I just don't know about?
That's a great question. That's a great post. I love it. Yeah.
So like, I hope like, I want to just get this layer. Like,
you want to get it?
They should just give it to me and I'll manage the layer for them.
That's not how that's working.
Yeah, but that's what I want. What happens and what I want are two different things.
This is true. Yeah.
But yeah, because like this is hilarious. I love that what this is. This is just great. It makes me happy. Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out where to find. I know we have a document because we read it off. So every intro to the World Blockchain Roundtable, we read off like the previous week's numbers and stuff. So I know it's in here. I just can't find the damn thing.
Okay.
Oh well.
So next thing on my agenda.
Yeah.
The how-to/tutorials layer.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Y'all need to go vote for the logo that I create, the avatar I made. Okay.
Oh, did I not vote?
Yeah. I don't know, but it needs like one more vote or something.
We go look at.
Even know.
Open it up.
2 days left.
Yeah, let's look at it. Let's open it up.
Right. Avatar change proposal.
Yes.
Right here.
Okay, cool. So who's voted? 4 voters. You can see who's voted. So Joe, me, Josh, T Swift or Die. I can vote. You want to push it over now? Because I can vote right now with decent gains because we, as a company, we have a lot to that layer.
So like, I feel like Decent Gains needs to vote in this just because like you have such a high percentage.
I agree.
Right? Like
I agree.
I have 0.88%. Like I'm not swaying this much. So yeah.
All right. Let me do it right now.
If you want a logo.
Yeah, keep that open.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open up a different browser real quick. See, let's go with Brave browser.
Have you been voting in what's that other layer? The GNU Linux layer?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to time out and replace Stallman's business card as the banner. It was a good banner to get it started. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great banner now. I don't see an issue.
I think it's awkward. That's why.
I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious, yeah, but it's also awkward. And then
for who?
I mean, Linux is such an amazing tool, and that we can probably make it a more like, I don't know, like it doesn't have to be always silliness.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
No, it doesn't. What was I looking for just now? Oh, I was voting.
You're voting on my brain.
That's right. Voting. Thank you.
I had no idea what to make for this. So it's just like, all right, we're
going to Linux. Oh, I'm going to vote to enable video posts too. That's something that we should. Okay, so that passed. Let me switch to what I'm doing because I want to show newer users. I want to show, and then I'll switch back to yours before I vote on that one, so you can see it change on your end. How's that? I want to show newer users how this works. So let me open up here. Is that right? No, cancel. Stop it. You ever just have to talk to yourself while you're clicking buttons, or it just doesn't work?
No, that's not me.
Just me.
Yeah, that's purely you. That's never been a thing I've had to do. To be fair, I am really good with computers, so I don't know.
Ah, there it is. I found it. All right. So this is the business account, the Decent Gains account. I'm gonna just go back to home real quick. So down here, the gavel, if you click on that, you'll see on the left you have this flag with the flagpole. That is everything that you are eligible to vote in right now. Obviously, this account needs to vote. I'm not going to vote in this banner change proposal because I'm not allowed to based on the rules of the Gainesville layer, but GNU Linux. So banner change, I'm going to vote for, well, we were just talking about the avatar tutorial thing, right? So let's vote first though.
Wait, there's a new banner being proposed?
Yeah, because I hate yours.
What's wrong with mine? It's so good. What? It's so good. We're going to look at that next.
All right, so let's do this. Let's vote. So that'll push it over. Yes, it'll push it over 50%. So what'll happen is if you want to go to the GNU Linux layer, do you want to see it happen in real time? Open it up. No, go to the banner. Actually, go to the layer. Because I want to demonstrate that once a vote passes, once a vote passes, you don't need actually an admin to step in to do anything. Like nobody has to go in and change the thing after it passes. It just happens. The system does it. So, no, I meant go to the actual layer so you can see the banner up top.
Oh, there it is. All right. Here's your stupid layer.
Yeah, awesome. So let me bring you up. Banner. And I'm going to vote. And I'm going to say, yep, approve. And I'm going to hit commit.
This is like the saddest feeling I've ever had. You're like watching me. You're making me watch like my child die. That's what you're doing right now.
Yes.
I
Yes.
created this thing, I birthed it, and now
it is just as involved. You're right. Yeah, it's just as important as children. So refresh.
It's not the same.
It's comparable.
There's similarities.
Okay.
All right.
Hit the refresh. I just voted.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Cool. So now that there is a different banner up, let me go back to my screen.
What?
Yeah.
Your GNU guy looks so dumb.
Oh, it's not mine. I stole it from the internet.
It's even worse because like.
So cool. It disappeared from. If you see, it disappeared from my list. It's what? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
If you look at it, like you have this weird white space right here because you didn't fill that in.
What do you mean? Oh, I didn't do that. I told you I stole it.
That's what I mean. So like,
but I stole the whole thing. I didn't.
This isn't even original content.
No, I didn't put a GNU head on stars. You know, the most that I did, you see the left and right, how it looks like the stars are warped?
Yeah.
It's because there was white space there. And so I was like, I'll just stretch the sides.
This is awful. This is an awful banner. Oh God.
Now you get the luxury of trying to create something. So one up me. You know what I mean?
No, you just have so much lot in this layer. You can just throw it around.
I'm also using Linux a lot more than you, so I think that's fair.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never used Linux.
See, so there you go. There you go.
Oh, that's fine.
Cool. So let me go through. I want to vote on some more stuff here. Like I said, I'm skipping Gainesville how-to tutorials. So here's the avatar change proposal to turn it into a brainlet.
Wait, what's going on with the Gainesville one though? Is it just not going to pass, or didn't?
Oh, it'll pass. Here, I'll go into that actually. Let's talk about that. If you are in Gainesville, if you're one of our Gainesville people watching, the way that we have this set up is the Decent Gains account has all the lot, 99.98% of 200,000 tokens, right? So what we do, two things. How do I explain this most clearly? Let's go back one and let's go to, nope, this is actually still good. Sorry, I'm confusing. So today is the 8th and this was posted on the 3rd, right? So after 1 week, wait, when is 1 week? 3rd, so Friday, right? So after Friday, this weekend, this will pass or fail based on how many people have actually voted, right? So it does not matter that only like less than 1% has voted. What does matter is how many lot individual people have, right? So there's 2 people that voted approve. There are 2 people or one people that have disapproved. And if you look here, and this is just an example of how a business layer with custom governance and custom like stuff can be set up. And the way that I'm doing it is I'm handing out, and I owe you and me some tokens, it looks like, but I'm handing out tokens lot for every event that we do. And that determines how many votes you have, right? So for this particular layer, John, the answer is you ignore the percentages. Decent Gains refrains from voting altogether. And then we let every vote time out after 1 week. And then after 1 week, when it does time out, it takes whatever has been voted, it makes that 100% of all the people that are voting, and then it chooses the majority of who wins out of that. So at the end of the week, whichever one has the most votes will win. And that's why I'm refraining as Decent Gains. You can see I've already voted personally.
Okay, so all right, I just want to be clear. So because your banner is second, right?
No, nothing to do with that. What?
But so look at the banner that I proposed, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me go back. Yeah. Sorry, I just screamed into the microphone too. Are you on it? What are we looking at? What do you want me to do?
Do you want me to go to my page or yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here.
So if we look at the banner I proposed, right?
Yes.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, good point. Go to governance. Hit the gavel.
That's what I thought I just clicked. Here we go.
Okay.
The banner I proposed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So this has enough to pass.
Okay.
Who voted no? What?
Whatever. You voted no on mine, so suck it.
Mine was first. All right, so it's gonna pass, but it's only gonna pass for
A day.
4 days because yours came out, or 2 days because yours came after mine.
Yes, exactly.
Man, this is the last time I do anything for you. What the hell?
This
is the biggest bullshit I've
I
ever
was
seen.
trying to field an opinion. Now, it does not mean that mine's going to win. So what you've got to do, here's what you do. You want to figure out how to win, John? Here's how you win. Let me bring me up again.
I have to go to more events.
No,
and
not at all.
Tokens so I can
not at
swing
all.
my dick around.
Well, I mean, that's one way. That's one way. But I'm talking about right now. You can blow mine out, and so it doesn't win. There are a lot of people who can vote, and you know them, right? So Tristan, Caitlin, Scale Puppy, Gravity Crab, Justin,
J-Rogue. Do all of them have? How many of them have tokens though for going to events?
All of them. Everyone in this list.
How many tokens do they have?
You're only in this list if you have tokens.
But here's the thing: yours is going to pass either way. So I have to
go
it's not. Convince. I mean, like I have to go convince them to deny yours.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So call them up and be like, "Yo, I'm having a fun little fight with Dave on the banner. Go vote no on his so that mine can win." The other now, so that's one option. Another option is you can approach these individuals and say, "Hey, can I have your tokens?" Right? I'll give you $5. How many you got? 4? Okay, I'll give you $20.
How do you give tokens in this?
You just tip them. Like if I go to your account, right? Where are you?
Tip me a token real quick.
No. Where are you?
I'm at the top.
Oh, yeah. So if I just hit this button right here that looks like a dragon phoenix dude, and so I have matter, I have lore, and I have lot. And I can tip lot and then choose which layer. I select Gainesville. And then I just put in however many. And then I add a message or I make it anonymous, whatever. So that's how you tip lot.
Okay.
So you can do that. You can give somebody matter for lot if you want. There's going to be an internal one of the things to vote on. There's an internal matter lot swap system. But right now you can just do it manually. Talk to your friends and be like, "Yo, vote against that shit." Or be like, "Hey, I know you hate Den and you think it's stupid. You might as well just give me your tokens." You know what I mean? So whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
Yeah. So and the only way to get more tokens is for you to remember to give it to us if we go to an event.
Correct. Or to buy them from somebody else that's already got them. Like if you're a local band and you want to vote your band into an event that we have a vote for, then you could do that, like access to that kind of thing.
That makes sense, except like what you said makes sense, but it's still like a very not decentralized system.
It's not supposed to be.
You can earn tokens if I remember to give them to you if you go to one of the events, if I remember you were there.
Yeah, it's a hybrid system. It is governed in a decentralized fashion, but it is managed in a centralized fashion.
All right.
For sure.
Well,
I'm gonna bring up I Am Fram. Are you ready to come up on the with your fancy living room?
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him up.
Oh yeah, cool. What's up, man?
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hear me now. Howdy. Thanks for joining us.
Howdy. This is my master bedroom closet.
Oh yeah, it's your walk-in.
Yeah, this is my walk-in
with
closet.
A grand piano.
Yeah, I'm in the doghouse. So my wife said that I had to do this online thing here in the closet.
Yeah. Well, that's a magnificent doghouse you've got.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you guys nudist?
No.
Because there's no clothes in this closet whatsoever. It looks closer to a living room. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
so if you're nudist, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that was the vibe we were trying to get,
Gotcha. Okay.
Flexibility too. I mean, if you really had to, you could Airbnb that thing out because I see that it has a private entrance and everything. So
yeah, I should do that, right?
In the notes, it'll say entire closet on what you get.
I couldn't find the my high school picture background, so I couldn't put that one up today. So what did I miss?
Oh, we were
I
just
missed
fighting.
a whole lot of things, I'm sure, like where the bodies are buried. Where's David?
Yeah. Well, David's body is buried underneath some endangered plants so that they're illegal to dig up and can't find it.
Oh, smart.
So that's where
Yeah.
he is.
That's not how we do it in Vegas.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Vegas, man.
Yeah. Or where's Jimmy Hoffa's body's like in the end zone, right? In the Giant Stadium.
That's one theory. That's one theory. Funny enough, my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, I've got a lot of them. We have a patchwork family. Claims that she knows where he's buried, and she said she's going to write a book before she dies. I hope she does.
She dies.
No, writes the book. Writes the book. Sorry, that was poorly phrased.
Comma was put in the wrong place.
Yeah. The emphasis was on the wrong syllable for sure.
Wow.
Her ex-husband used to be like mob dude, I guess, and would put on parties in her basement and met like a lot of people that are famous for being mobsters.
Wow.
And so she told me all about that and told me that like basically she's like, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to say until some other people die because I don't want them to come after me, you know? So this was like, I don't know, 15 years ago that she said this, but I remember it.
Wow. She better write it down.
Yeah, I should remind her. Yeah, I should remind her. I should bring her on the show and we can just put it all on chain.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There it is.
But yeah, Jimmy Hoffa. You ever see Casino?
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. Long movie, but
yeah,
like
long.
Two or three VHS tapes or something, right?
Yeah, all of those movies are good. You know, that genre. You know, The Godfather and what was the one?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Yeah,
Mm.
That's good. So
yes.
Anyway,
indeed.
so now that we're talking about mafia related things, the other reason I have my picture of my master bedroom closet is because I'm in the witness protection program. Yeah. So.
Man, is that why taxes are so high? Because you gotta...
yeah.
This is what we're paying for.
Exactly.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was just. I thought we were buying bombs, but we were, we're protecting people. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. So, John, what's the latest on your move? That's got to be really, excuse the pun, uprooting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're psyched. We actually just got accepted into our apartment complex yesterday.
Cool.
So you had to fill out the application, send them tax forms and how much you make and your job and shit. And then I think they run a credit check on you. But we passed. So
super.
now it's real. Before it was all right, well, I don't want to I haven't told I've told basically the people I see most often about it, and then whoever watches on the internet. But I haven't really told all of my friends and family and stuff like that until we got it accepted, and so now it's real.
Wow.
So yeah, we're psyched. We're excited.
Nice.
New York City, baby. That's where
wow.
we're gonna be.
That's wild. I've been there for about 2 weeks, and that's about it. But those were really good 2 weeks. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was gonna. I mean, I'm a country boy at heart, so they had a lot of open parks throughout, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they have some kind of blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto.
You know what? They
thing.
actually don't, because New York is hell-bent on destroying themselves.
Yeah.
There's this entire future of prosperity, independence, and security out there, and they are going directly in the other direction and making it basically impossible to have any sort of business related to blockchain in New York. So that's interesting.
Oh, so there's no conferences there or anything?
There is. Yeah, there's this June there's kind of, right? So there's an NFT conference. There's an NFT New York City in June. which is a lot of fun, I'm sure, but it's not really like, I don't know. I might,
Gotcha. Yeah.
depending on how but it's, I don't think I'm going, but I might, depending on how something works out. But it's specifically an NFT thing. So it's related, right? But it's like a singular use case of blockchain. And it's not, yeah, I don't know how much it overlaps. So like basically they're banning Bitcoin mining is one thing. They have this digital, what is it? The money exchange license you have to have. It's like, it's just more difficult to do business in New York. That's all. So anyway, Austin.
Oh.
Austin's where it's at. Austin and Miami and where else is a big...
I was going to say Wyoming because of the DAOs.
Wyoming.
But that's like...
yeah. You know what?
Kind of strange, though.
There's Senator Loomis of Wyoming. She's proposing some legislation. And there's also a leaked draft of some legislation. I don't know if you've read that, but it's on Den. It's about an hour ago.
I haven't read it yet, but yeah, that was one of my to-do things today is I want to read that. Yeah,
I haven't read it either, but I've read a couple of summaries by people that have read it 2 and 3 times just to make sure they got it all. So I'll go through it myself eventually. But from what I understand, there's some stuff about DAOs in there that may be interesting for Den, because as an American company, like I said, I haven't read it myself, but it's the effect is basically you have to be a registered DAO business to be a DAO in the US. It says some interesting things about anonymous projects, which I don't know if that's going to be enforceable or not. But this is what is interesting to me, because if, for example, DAOs in the US are required to be a registered legal entity, and Wyoming is the only state where a DAO is able to be a registered LLC, recognized entity. And additionally, Den.social and Smart Ballots is the only turnkey solution for taking your existing DAO and registering it in Wyoming as an LLC, which is a service that we offer. Then that could be very beneficial to us, to Wyoming as far as getting businesses there, to Den as far as getting DAOs registered through Den because of its, ease of registration with Wyoming kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. But if it does end up that way, I know I'm going to start slinging Den and be like, yo, come be legal, come sign up.
Wow.
So I got to figure out. Now, I also got to figure out, there's nothing in there. There's one thing that talks about commodity tokens. And that's great because they're at least recognizing that there is a non-security form of, tokens and stuff. At least they're addressing that. Right. But there's nothing in there about specifically utilities, right? If I have a fancy proprietary wrench that is required to turn a fancy proprietary bolt, right? Then how is that wrench a security and not a utility? That's the kind of thing. So I didn't see anything in there about that, which is what I was looking for, obviously, because that's what we're doing here is we're all about utility tokens. Utilities are where it's at. Commodities are fantastic. Securities are great, but utilities are what changes the world. So I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything world changing in there.
I think the big issue is centralization. The more decentralized you are, a little bit harder for them to. I guess you're not going to fall under their radar as much. Is that kind of a good way of putting it?
Yeah, and there's a case between Ripple and the SEC right now. And yesterday there was a hearing related to a speech that a former SEC person gave. And it's interesting because I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, there's a lot going on in that field right now in the US. This year something's going to come out this year. I don't know what it's going to be, what version of it, but overall, I feel like it's good because I'm still sort of held back psychologically by not understanding what is allowed to be done in this country. You know what I mean? And I feel like that holds Den back for sure. And obviously it's held Dragon Chain back for the last 4 years because they've just been, you know, in and out of talks with them. And, you know, now the most recent thing. And it's like, everything is still like, okay, you're not allowed to do shit until all of this is over. And it ain't over. So until then, let me segue into something that I owe you both an apology on. I haven't written up those proposals, either of yours. But that's relevant to what I was just talking about, because one of the things that I've been thinking about with your proposal, Am Fram, is, and this is not in any way to say that I don't support it, but it is the timeline that we're in right now, where there's so much, for one, there's so much uncertainty, and two, there's still a lot of adoption that needs to take place to make the economics of Den work. I'll just say much better, I guess. And so there's a possible, like, I do want to, my ultimate goal is to like go down to the homeless shelter, give everybody a phone and say, sign up for Den, use your brain, tell your story, interact, evaluate, earn these tokens, earn yourself some money, right? And this is similar to what you were talking about with less
second tier and third tier countries that can't afford gas fees.
Less well-off countries can't afford gas fees. Same thing here locally with homeless people. You can't afford gas fees. Give me a break. You can't afford anything. Right. So that is ultimately what I want to do. That is one of the missions for me. However,
well, we're aligned. We're aligned in. We're very much aligned. It's the cart before the horse issue. You can't have if you don't have the subscribers, the people, then the token doesn't really have the value, right?
Here's where I am locally that I think is relevant is with Decent Gains, which is the local company here that I'm building on top of Den. There is part of that business model is that we have to balance the economic flow of tokens, right? So we can provide the I don't know, like technical hard part of like giving you a place to spend your matter, that kind of thing. And we know how to convert it back to cash so that we can afford a different event and on and on. However, we have to build here's what I was going to say. So we have to build up, in a nutshell, we've got to build up a community locally that is worth advertising to. And that may, on its face, sound like it's in opposition to Den's no advertising rule, but actually it's not, because the thing is, to advertise on Den, you have to buy matter, or you have to earn matter and then spend it on ads to boost your post. So boosted post is the closest thing we have to ads. So if we can get specifically in the Gainesville layer, if we can get a local circular economy to where we have not only people interacting on the Gainesville layer, but also local businesses or bands or anybody putting on shows, seeing it as a worthy place to advertise, then we can start to really scale up, because we have both sides. We have buying and selling pressure on the token. And so what I don't want to push hard for right now is more what's the word, not loss, but like as tokens move out of the system early on, there's just less pressure to support this system that is built if there's not a bigger community. And
then I would argue, if I could, because I think you and I are so much aligned with this, because you're like your example of the homeless and your example there in Gainesville. Now your Gainesville thing is a little bit different because you've created a secondary market, shall we say, of goods and services that are paid for in matter. Right.
Yeah. Like, for example, on the website, we're going to be, just since I'm thinking about it, we're going to be selling Den merch and stuff, but with matter only kind of thing.
Right. So the point I guess I was getting at is people right now are really looking at, play to earn games, play to earn gaming, and that kind of thing. And play to earn, or should I say post to earn, I think is also a hot commodity or hot item that can really bring a lot of people in. So that's the incentive.
I agree.
And so the early adopters, if we have a way to, post to earn, you should get a flood of new subscribers that want to do just that. I want to post some items and then I want to cash out some MTR.
Yes. And
that's what I'm going at. That's my point. So I'm thinking that it can work that direction as another way to flood the market.
Right. So I agree with you. And that's also in the back of my mind, a little bit of a concern as far as like the math goes, because ideally you would raise the tide to where everybody, like all, how like there's the different roles of a denizen, that kind of thing, right? So ideally you would just raise the user base equally to where all roles are raised together. That way you have a balanced economy. If on the other hand, if we focus on specifically, and again, this is nothing negative, just logically, if we focus on bringing in a bunch of people whose only purpose is to pull value out of Den and sell it or whatever, right? Then what we're doing is we are intentionally placing an economic drain on the system. So it's good for those coming in. It's good for Den because we get more denizens. Some of them will spread the word about Den to people who want to build on Den. But what I'm curious about is if the ideology of wanting to help people is in opposition to the business sense of making sure we have a foundation that's stable where people can reliably pull value out and it's not a problem. You see what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I guess the market's going to determine the price ultimately, right?
Yes.
And so, yes, if a lot of people all of a sudden are trying to sell, then there's a flood on the market, etc.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're on the same page there. And then so at the same time, and this is why I'm having an issue with it personally, is because I don't know what's right to do. I'm going to write it up. Damn it, I swear. I just don't know which way I'm voting yet, because the other thing right now is we can't, and I have to even be careful how I say this, because this is part of like,
the regulatory issue.
Yeah, it's like building in this country is like, am I even allowed to talk about what we're doing without getting a fucking subpoena? That kind of thing. I know.
Oh, I hear you.
So the other thing is that because of that, and if you read the response to that Dragon Chain sent to the SEC, that's not about Den, it's about Dragon Chain. Right. But in there you'll notice things like one of the metrics that they use to punish people is if you do anything at all to support the price of the token, anything. If you reach out to an exchange and ask them to list it, then by their definition, you are violating the Howey test, because you are offering value that other people can profit from without having to work themselves, right? So you get some expectation of gain. That's what happened with Library, right? They went after Library because they hired someone to be a market maker so that the price was more stable. It didn't swing so much, not to increase the value of the token, but to stabilize it. And then now they've got to spend millions of dollars, to defend themselves because of that.
Right.
So because our hands are tied,
you missed a step. YouTube contacted Google YouTube contacted a politician to say, hey, you got to stop these guys out because they're starting to grow.
Well, this is the part where I said I have to be careful what I say.
Right. Exactly.
Because somebody made a fucking phone call. That's what happened.
Yep. But let me.
So that's all. Our hands are tied. Our hands are tied on supporting the token's value. And so I don't know if we should do the other end without the first end. That's all.
Well, let me take some pressure off you.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I think we need to discuss this even further before the proposal's put up there anyway. One is the recent events with this, this bill that's before the Senate and House. Excuse me. Also, I think there's how do we do this in a manner that to make sure that the Den.DAO isn't putting something making a target for themselves. And the concept, if you recall, was the denizen would be able to choose MTR Ethereum, MTR Polygon, or MTR Solana, or whatever, right?
Yep.
Within the contract. And the denizens are then responsible for creating the DEX and the liquidity pools, if you will.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the way to go. But
I agree.
And that seemed to be where Joe was, hey, we could do it like this and like this, And this is why I think we need to talk a little bit more about it. Say a draft proposal that you would build up. But if you remember, I was big on the smart contract and not putting this out there because it hit me. That one post where it was some kind of NFT Playboy, the guy's got his 2 fingers up. Do you remember that post? Over a woman who's laying down and his fingers are covering her breast.
Oh yeah. He was covering the nipples with the fingers. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. One, no, I wasn't offended by that at all or anything like that, but it was kind of one of those ding, 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 aha moments where we could get into trouble or someone start posting a bunch of, things that we're not ready for, and that was what I was thinking. That's why I thought the smart contract was critical to get that part of it in there. So these things can be tagged.
What we're doing with that actually is, I'm glad you brought that up because that's going to be, so smart contracts ultimately is this big complex thing that includes APIs that anybody could hit with their own servers if they want to build, like their own smart contracts and things like that. Mm-hmm. However, in the interest of getting more features out more quickly, we had a meeting about it internally because it looks like, here, let me bring it up because it looks like that's going to win. I think that today or tomorrow that resolves. Let me go see. Den.DAO.
Yeah, when's that vote?
Yeah, let me see. Prioritization vote. Let's see where it stands. I haven't looked at it for a few days, so let's see.
John, did you vote for this?
Yeah, of course I did.
Go vote.
I voted hard. I know I did. I voted something cool.
We got some votes on internal market features. We've got...
I did the notifications so you can @, people.
Layer metrics and leaderboard. We've got smart contracts, which is what I voted for, obviously. We've got... What did you vote for, John?
The things you
adding
can @, people. Yeah.
Where is that? Consensus, anonymous, and market maker. Denizens @reference. Okay, you must have a sliver that doesn't show up. Cool. So it looks like this one has. So this account that I'm on right now. For anyone who's watching who doesn't understand how all this stuff stacks up, the reason. So first of all, if it's blue, that means that's what I voted on, or this account voted on. If it's black, then somebody else voted there. There's votes, but it's not yours, right? And if it is gray or white, rather, then that's what. Hold on. Yeah, then that's what it would be if you were to weigh in, right? So it's like a hint of what your fraction would be if you were to vote on that. And the reason that this account has 48% of the creator vote is because on the left side, you see liquidity and behavior. Just real quick, the ways that you get votes here, it's a behavioral based governance system. And there are certain things that Den needs related to what we were just talking about to make a functioning foundation for the system. And that is things like adding liquidity for matter, adding liquidity for lore, and then also participating. So that's what the left and right is. So this account has added the majority of the liquidity that exists for matter is coming from this account. It looks like from my Decent Gains account, and that's why I'm credited. All that blue is why I have that much of a vote, right? So if anybody wanted to take more of a weight in their vote, they can very easily add their own liquidity and then opt into it in the settings. You hit a little check mark next to your address and it'll count your liquidity. And then over here, this is the same thing. This account doesn't have very much at all lore in the lore liquidity pool, but it has some. So I get a little blue sliver there. So that's where these numbers come from.
I didn't know that. You put a blue check mark next to your, where is that?
The blue check mark is where, you know what? Let's go look at it. This is
it on that little box that pops up? That's where you click on it.
See this right here? I'm in my wallet. Yes. So you see how I have this checkbox that says snapshot, and then this one's not checked, right?
Okay.
You see that?
Yes.
So I have two different wallets that are claimed, and in this first wallet, I have two NFTs, and those two NFTs are for Sticky DAO, but I also have liquidity, right? And so what's going to happen is it's going to count my liquidity in the liquidity pool the same way that it counts the NFTs for Sticky DAO, basically. Gotcha. And it's going to say, oh, okay, cool. And it takes a snapshot every day. And the snapshot is randomized at a different time of day. So you can't game it. You can't like go throw liquidity in and then vote and then take it back out and all that stuff, right? And the vote actually checks before resolution too to make sure everybody still has the votes and all that. But in general, yeah, if you add liquidity to Uniswap, you get more of a say in every Den DAO vote. Like obviously a lot too. You can see how much of a vote I have for Decent Gains. It's like most of the matter pool.
Okay.
But on the other hand, since I do have most of the matter pool, Decent Gains is taking 1% of every time somebody buys or sells matter, taking 1%, which is awesome. So there's incentives there too. So the incentive is not only for governance, but also you can earn on Uniswap, which is a third party. It's not ours, but they will give you a cut over there. So, and then the other side is, I didn't mean to take so long on this. I'm sorry. No, the other side is behavior. This is really interesting to me because the owner behavior. Do you know how that's measured?
No.
So you know how every lot token has an emission rate of matter. You earn matter for holding lot, right? And of course, that depends on how well the individual layer does. So like in the cannabis layer, 5% of all matter mined gets rewarded to the owners in total. And so depending on how much of the lot you have, you get a percentage of that 5%. Right. And because of that, the interesting thing, because of that, you can use that on-chain data to fairly accurately measure the value of each individual token that you hold. And since lot is not lot, right? Since cannabis lot is not advice lot is not contest lot, they all have different maximum supplies. They all have different emissions based on the content. So what we do is we measure the emission from the lot that you hold, right? And so the more matter that you earn from lot determines how much of an owner of Den's lot you are, right? So we just measure your emissions. And so the more matter you earn from holding lot, the more of a say you have in the owner behavior. Because the behavior is we want people to hold lot. That's it, So
right.
And then on this one, it's how much you earn from posts, creator, right? How much you earn from how much actually from everything, right? All the matter you earn that is not from lot is what goes into the creator. So that's how those numbers are determined.
Okay, I get a little bit better of an idea of it now.
Yeah. And so that's how,
well, going back to the smart contract and the implementation of this, it's huge. It's huge. So we're going to have to do, I guess they're going to have to do in different segments.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Priority being, the abuse or the not sufficient, not suitable for work, those kinds of things that
So the first, right now, the plan is, assuming that's what passes. Right now, it looks like it is going to, unless somebody comes in and votes heavy some other way. I don't think Joe's voted yet, so he could vote for something else. Who knows? But point is, in SFW, we have Hodl Signal, who's just come in. So welcome Hodl Signal, by the way. Let me look that up. Find Hodl Signal. So Hodl Signal has just come in. They're launching very, very soon. They're right now at a furious. They're actually in a furious rewrite because they found Den, I think. They did not want to, I don't want to speak for them, but they didn't want to go to like Discord or Telegram or some of the things that are like centralized and not great. So they want to do it on Den, which is amazing. And they're going to launch a community. They're going to launch a coin. They're going to get people using the governance system. They're going to get all of that stuff going on. And they've already started, obviously. So one of the things that we wanted to have, if we're going to get a bunch of people coming in, is they are there's a lot of, I guess in their other channels like YouTube and stuff, there's often a lot of like weird spam, and you know how like crypto can get.
Telegram is horrible for that kind of stuff.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. So that was the only concern. Is like, is that going to be fine? Is that going to like be an issue for Den and yada yada? And so what we're going to do with if this passes is we will make it to where if something's tagged in SFW, right? So if you go into a post, and I'm not gonna tag Hacker Noon with not safe for work, but there's tags that are site wide. So if you, hold on, let me bring my screen up again. Oh, I lost it. I'll just talk about it. If you tag it not safe for work, then it immediately stops rendering the image or video that's on it, right? Or it pixelates it or fuzzes it out or whatever, right? If then there's a second person that comes in to vote on that tag.
It currently does that, or this is in the smart contract proposal?
Yeah. This is an example of what the first smart contract integration will look like. And it'll be a site-wide thing.
That's what I thought.
And so like someone tags a piece of content not safe for work, then the system will automatically assume that that's correct, and then either stop rendering it or just fuzz it out. And then let's say a second person comes in and votes. Now it's 50-50. It could still be accurate or it could be a false flag, right? So it still is not rendering it. And a third person comes in and votes that, let's say it, nope, this is not an appropriate tag. This is totally safe for work. Someone's just being a dick. Well, now it is 33% false, 66% true, or whatever, vice versa. And if it turns out that if consensus is that tag is inappropriate, then it will turn rendering back on automatically, right? So it lets the community, the layer itself, weigh in and decide on that. There's another one called abusive, that tag. And the difference between the two is like terms of service violation versus inappropriate for work, that kind of thing. And so with not safe for work, the thought is that it can stop rendering the images, but maybe it still shows the text, or actually it does still show the text. And then you can click on the image and look at it if you want to weigh in and vote, right? With the abusive tag, it will stop. It'll just not show. It'll stop showing the text too, right? Just in case it's somebody with a dox or somebody with like any kind of harmful, harmful speech, that kind of thing. Or just violation of terms of service. It's an attack on another denizen, that kind of thing.
Right.
So those are the first two tags that are going to be implemented, and that'll be the start in the basis of the smart contract system. And what we can do at that point is call that the first pass, and then have another vote for another feature, and then come back to smart contracts after we've done things like, okay, now that we have flags, maybe we can get anonymous posting, right? And then after we get that, then maybe we can get, some smaller things. So in the interest of more features quicker, that kind of thing.
Cool.
And then circle back to smart contracts when it makes sense to do more of that. That's what I think is kind of what it's looking like right now.
And John's at, TS Swift or Die, that at proposal.
Yes, in the at proposal for sure. That one will be really useful. actually, because there's a lot of times
looking up somebody to talk to them.
I'll even
No,
DM
for
like
DM, it's going to be important.
Yeah, I've DM'd, for example, Rockstar. If you're listening, I've DM'd you. I want to chat. I want to interview Rockstar. She's got an interesting situation over there in Venezuela. So, so I've DM'd that person, but they haven't seen it. They haven't realized that, maybe even realized that DMs exist yet. I don't know. But I see her on Den, so it would be helpful if I could like tag them and be like, "Yo, check your DMs," that kind of thing. So yeah, cool. There's a long monologue about upcoming couple of features and things like that.
So anyway, in respect to fixing the gas fee proposal, I think we need to have more conversation, I guess, before it's written, or draft or something.
A draft is
because for me, like I said, the smart contract thing was like, wait, we should do this first. So, but I'm just anxious to get more people on here and more people to be able to post and earn. That's what
I am too. And admittedly, one of my issues is I'm sometimes so caught up on doing it right that I need to just do it. That kind of thing. So I do get caught up on like thought experiments sometimes. But so a draft proposal will be measurably in the right direction to getting the proposal out. And then we can pick apart the proposal and kind of write it together, and then I'll put it up. So
sounds great.
Sounds
really
great. Yeah. Oh, so not to continue going on, like we've been talking about this forever, it seems like, but what you said, I think, makes a lot of sense, and we can talk about it more in the draft proposal. But if the rails are there for people to choose which network they export matter to, then let's say it's Polygon, because I like Polygon a lot more than Solana. So let's say, for example, it's Polygon. It would still require, like, once you get the tokens, the Matter tokens over onto Polygon, then there's still like no infrastructure there as far as a DEX or anything. So that would be somebody in the community to go set.
Exactly, someone in the community would have to set that up. Yeah. And someone in the community setting that up releases liability for Den, and it releases liability for the individual setting it up.
You would think, and I would hope that that's true. Yeah. And we could even and we should make it to where to incentivize people to do that.
Well, quite honestly, see, that's where you're tying that incentive is great. I love it because I'm a big person on incentive. I've always been that way. As a company and business owners, I've always been big on incentive. So I'm fearful though when we plug in incentives for people to set up liquidity pools, which is right now the situation with Uniswap. It's great because of the lot and the rewards, and it encourages people to do such a thing. But I'm worried that in this regulatory environment that we find ourselves in, namely the United States of America, who wants to regulate this to hell, that's where I'm fearful the most, I guess. I thought that financial tie between Den and the user, I guess, even a concern item and up for discussion. And I'm no lawyer. I've dealt with enough of them. I can't stand them. But is if an exchange is going to happen, and I even hate to use the word exchange, between MTR and say Polygon or Avalanche or whatever the user chooses, it's only going to be one or two or three or a handful is what I'm thinking, because of the liquidity issue. But is that also an exchange, right? Especially if Matter is still out there in the free market, because then is Den within its contract performing an exchange function?
Well, this is where I'm not a lawyer. Like, I just don't know. There's logic, and then there is what you'll go to jail for.
Well said.
There's not the same thing at all. And there's even laws and policies and regulations, and then there's what people will charge you for. You know what I mean? Like you can get roped into anything just in today's world. You can get roped into anything just because some company doesn't want to compete and they would rather regulate away the competition, that kind of thing.
Right.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Litecoin Lisa, who brought up an excellent point just now. We've never really set up fluid way to like chat and interact and stuff like that. I checked Den chat real quick, which is the layer that we're posted in. She was asking like, where do denizens hang out and chat on the show? I can see it on Den, but I don't know where to chat. And the answer to that is, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. We just kind of do the show and talk to whoever comes on. You can join at the top where you hit join to join the call live to discuss with the hosts, yada, yada. Or the chat room is the Den chat, I guess, or YouTube chat. And YouTube chat shows up here too. She says that Polygon is much better than Solana. I agree.
I've worked with Polygon for quite some time now. It's great when you do an interaction with a smart contract and it costs you a penny.
Yeah, well, this is why people are trading over there with the dexes and stuff like that.
Yeah, its growth is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yesterday, though, I thought they were down. I had a transaction, an interaction with the smart contract work, but it took the Explorer probably 45 minutes. It's like the Explorer was down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I've had some issues where, like on, actually, this. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see here. How do I solo myself? Boom. Where's the? You see that? That painting right there? Right.
Oh yeah.
There. That's an NFT I bought on OpenSea, and I bought it on Polygon, and I had to bridge over, and that was the problem. Like it got stuck in the bridge for like a day. And this was with OpenSea's like integrated, bridging too. Mm-hmm. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's because it's in its infancy. I don't think it has any. It's not per se blockchain related, but yeah, I don't know.
I tried to pull Lisa up here, but she hasn't had her first cup of coffee yet. That's what this show is about, Lisa. No. It's called Coffee with Den, so we can have our first cup of coffee. All right, I voted on the
I didn't do my makeup or hair today either. I look like a wreck, so
I did. I showered yesterday, so pretty recently, and and then I 3/8. I shaved up, trimmed up. That's my makeup as I trim up.
Yeah, I showered this morning.
Well, look at me. I'm still in my closet.
Yeah, you're still working on it.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. So right before Am Fram came up, what were we talking about here?
Ruin the show.
So first of all right, this is not fair. You just spent like 30 minutes on his proposal and why you haven't written it up, why you might not think it's a good idea.
Want to talk about yours?
Where are the fucking words, man? Where are the words?
Yeah.
I just want the words.
So John, I'll just send you some NRG. Just shut up.
You know what? If I could get paid to not talk, that'd be great.
Maybe there's a lot of, you know what, man? There's I am hopeful for the utility token revolution because there's a new app out called Walken. Have you seen that?
No.
Like Christopher?
Yeah, it's spelled like that. It is spelled that way.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's strange. He is so strange.
I'm trying to do two things at once here, and it just broke my head. Hold on. Allow. Okay. So Walken is an app that I downloaded. It's in beta. It's on Android and iPhone. I can't get it to work yet. But it is, you know how they have the exercise tools and the smartwatches, and people are like, "Oh, look how much I ran today on my track loop," that kind of thing. Yeah. Well, this does proof of steps, so it counts and validates your steps. And if you go for a run, it does the same thing. And the more you step, the more you run, the more crypto you earn. So it is a walk to earn or a run to earn app.
Interesting. Powered by Solana. I'm looking at it.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't know what it was powered by, but
connecting health, lifestyle, games, and crypto. How cool!
Yeah. So yeah, now we need the Shut Up John app where you pay John to shut up. Isn't that what you were suggesting just now, John?
I've
you
had
brought it
like
up.
4 words in the past 45 minutes.
So you should get paid a lot.
Like,
You're making a lot of money right now if the app was real.
Yeah, this walk. The only thing about this walking app is like it's like I feel like it's just really low energy like avatars. Like,
oh, the cats.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like, I don't want any of these.
Like,
I don't want to be a pig. I don't want to be a bear. I don't want to be this sloth thing. Like,
now what I don't know is if you have to buy one of those as an NFT or something before you can play. I have no idea.
You probably like get like a base model and then have to like if you want like the add-ons and stuff, then you have to like pay for that.
Add-ons? What is it?
Like,
these are the avatars.
Fortnite. It's like it's free to play Fortnite, but if you want a gun or I've never played Fortnite, but if you wanted a certain skin, you have to pay for it. So
yeah, well, that's the thing with gaming and NFTs. It's like people are already wasting their money on cosmetic shit that they cannot take out of the game or sell back. So the only thing, and this is like, I have an issue with gamers hating NFTs, I guess, but like it's good for everyone except for the game studio is what people don't understand, you know? Like, why not give different tangent altogether?
Yeah. So back to the moral of the story. Where are the names next to the icon? That's all I wanted. How can I get the names next to the icons? We've been talking about this for like 3 months now. I'd love to move on to a new rant, but it's not.
I would love you to move on to a new rant. It'll come. It's going to be, we actually did talk about it again for what it's worth. Let me bring this up.
You were there on Thursday in the call, John.
Oh yeah, that's when we did. Yeah. So here's what it's going to look like. Proposal ain't up because I'm a lazy fuck, but it's going to be where if it's like this on the side for web, then the words will be there, or it'll be hover. And then if you have it in the shape of a phone, where they're at the bottom, it's just a hover. And then the app is the app. I don't think they will be on the app. It's just in the interest of saving space, and you can't really hover on the app anyway. So that's the solution. The words are coming back. I'm sure of it. I just haven't, there's priorities, and you ain't it. I'm just fucking with you, John. I'm just messing with you. You're right. It's annoying to a lot of people, and it should get done.
And then I'm still hoping for my right click option to open new tabs. That's what I'm still hoping for.
Yeah,
I've noticed a couple of more places where that doesn't even have to be a proposal. That'll just happen.
Yeah. John, you're revolutionary. You're changing the app by just complaints.
I'm just trying to like get the small things done, like those like quality of life things. Like you guys are like big picture, smart contracts, fighting the senator from Wyoming. I don't know.
Supporting the senator from Wyoming.
And I just want to be able to be lazy when I'm on the internet. Like that's it. I want to be able to right click something and open a new tab. That's all.
You know what, man? I hadn't thought about this, but if you look at that, if you look at this Den.social prioritization thing,
yeah,
there should be in here somewhere, and there can only be 13, so maybe once we'll see. There should be like a general quality, a QOL, a quality of life thing, where it's like we want this list of fucking 10 things or whatever. And let's just have one of these where there's a period of time where now the devs are working on these quality of life things, and that could be that. That's a good idea, actually, because then you could like polish stuff that exists and then move on to a new feature.
I feel like that should just be like an always thing, though. Like if you think about,
you're right.
If we think about, I was thinking about this earlier today too, but if you think about like the bigger social media companies, right? Like that's like a constant thing for them. They could care less if like little things break and stuff, but like those little quality of life things, I think are just like are huge because it makes you not want to click away from the app.
Their number one function is to keep you in the app and not go elsewhere. So if the quality of life is be able to right click on something and keep you in the app and open up a new tab, it keeps you there, and the other tab. So now you have 2 tabs open, and you got a little bit of OCD happening, like, oh, I gotta go finish out what I was doing in the other tab before I close it. And next thing you know, you're clicking and right clicking. You got another tab and another tab and another tab, and you've missed work, and now you've lost your paycheck, and now you can't make your mortgage. But the app doesn't care because you're still on it, right?
I'm glad you get it, man. I'm glad you get it.
I get it.
Honestly, like I was thinking about this even too. Like, I'm curious what like the right answer is, but like I feel like Den should somehow try to make like avatars and stuff like bigger, more noticeable, a bigger part of it. Cause like I think that's like having an online identity is like such an important thing to feel connected to the community. And when it's like this out of focus, like little picture of a thing, like blob with like a name scrunched together, I don't think it's like as pretty. It doesn't make me feel excited to go back into the app as much. That could just be me though.
It probably is just you. But I would like to say that there's a lot. This is one of the things that is a result of where we are right now, because there's a lot of things that are going to be like the very first iteration of, let me go to this account again. The very first iteration of the metrics where you could see what the payouts and rewards were was not this page at all. It was literally, you clicked on that and it unrolled like literally under the hood code that you had to like scrub through to see what the hell, all the things were. But it exposed the data, and it was enough to like, keep building and that kind of thing. And that turned into a metrics page that's more pretty and things like that, to where you can go to the daily payouts, and then you can pick a period and you can scroll down. So there's a lot of things that, like the size of the avatar kind of thing. It's like, yeah, cool. Let's put that on the quality of life list to think about. But that's going to change. It's already going to change whenever flags get in, right? And maybe flags don't look like what was proposed initially, but that is going to rework the avatar section anyway, right? So I don't think that it's necessarily efficient to rework the avatar size and stuff if we're going to do that anyway whenever that gets passed.
I think I just mean more of like, I think seeing faces and like actual things instead of like a long page of text is more captivating and longer.
You can tell it's a blonde person that's sitting in there. But you're right. If it was bigger, you could see better. I agree. It should be bigger. But you know what you can also do? Control plus. Oh, hold on. I'm on the wrong window. Control plus.
The other thing I wish we could
bigger.
Just another thing I wish we could do is that we could actually like click on, like if you want to go to my tab really quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if I wanted to look at, here's the thing that we proposed, right? And like, here's the banner.
Yeah.
This banner's so ugly. But if I wanted to click on it and actually look like full size, like this is not the way to.
Well, you can still do that. You can right click on it and open the image in a new tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the open image and new tab button?
What browser are you using?
The Chromage.
Yeah, you should be able to. I mean, I can. I don't know why you can't.
Are you on my page?
I mean, let me go see. Hold on. Let me go.
Checking out like.
Let's see. Governance. Let me do it. Let me go to mine. So let's go to.
I'm getting really jealous because you've spent 10 words with John.
Oh, that is a lot. Where is it?
I'm so sorry. I can go find something else to do with my time from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Wednesday.
How did you get to that? You were just in the GNU layer. That's right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I just pulled up the
banner. My Chromebook.
Like how you would normally vote on anything.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want in there? You want me to see here?
Right click. To see.
Oh, it doesn't do it. I'm in Brave.
Yeah, because I'm not a liar. Don't call me a liar.
That's interesting. So it does work on Firefox, but it doesn't work on Brave. That's weird. And Brave is based on Chrome, and Chrome is based on Chromium, and Chromium is not letting me do it. So that is something that we can change.
Yeah.
And I use Brave a lot. I use it quite a bit too. I'm going to try the same thing on Firefox real quick. Let me go over to mine.
I think just being able to like click on it and have it like just be bigger or like the size that it was uploaded.
Yeah, like in a normal post or something.
Yeah, like how every other website would work with it.
Sure. Yeah. I don't see a problem with that.
So with what I say, I'm not crazy. See?
Yeah. So check this out. I'm in Firefox.
See,
And
Lisa,
if I
like he's
wait,
not.
why is this
Though.
not?
He just
Why is
says
this
that
not
I'm
showing?
wrong when I'm right. Like that's.
Hold on. How do
I
I?
know how to play with Den.
I just didn't realize it was different depending on what browser you're using. I didn't realize that
Yeah.
that Chrome didn't let you do stuff. So hang on a second here. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. So if I bring this up, and this is on Firefox now, and if I right click, look at that, open a new tab, and then you can see the full size.
Nice.
Right. So I would say use a better browser.
Can you right click it really quick for me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can open an image in new tab here, but for everything else, I can't right click and open it in a new tab. So it's just
that's apparently true. Yeah.
see, I feel like that's not intuitive, man.
Oh no, well, that's that. Well, no, John, I agree with you. I don't know what we're arguing about. See, I can't do it here. What I want to do is I want to be able to right click here and open a new tab, right? Yeah. And I can't. It does the same thing that Chrome does here. So that's what we're talking about from the feed. It's like, okay, I want to read that, open a new tab, scroll down. I want to read the donut thing, open a new tab. You know, that's what I want to do. And I think that's what you want to do. And I agree. And so I don't know why we're still talking about it.
Those were your words, not mine.
Okay, cool. Well, you asked me why you couldn't do something, and I just showed you could if you use a different browser. And until we can spend time like overhauling a QOL update, because there's a lot of stuff like that, you know, bigger avatars, right click to open, stuff like that, which, yeah, they're annoyances, but I don't want to spend time on it right now. There's so much more to do, but that's just my opinion.
Is there an optimal browser for Den?
Apparently it's Firefox. I don't know.
I'm like, what are people testing Den in? Is it they testing it in Chrome or are they testing it in an Explorer? Like
a couple of them, we test them on different OSs too. I can ask. I mean, typically we test on several different things, but the thing about right clicking and opening, it's just like it isn't that Den was designed against doing that. It's just that it wasn't something that was a design point, like on the list of how to design, on the sequence of what does this look like and how is it programmed. There was nothing in there that said, while you're building this, devs, make sure that people can right click and open it in a new tab, right? So it isn't like anyone developed against it. It's just that
I got you. I was more saying I was frustrated that I couldn't click on it and make the image bigger.
Okay.
Is all it was. And then Lisa wants to know what are the numbers in the chat mean?
Yeah, it's hard to vote on stuff if you don't know what it looks like. I do agree with you on that. Because some of them are so small, it's like, I guess it looks okay, but I don't know.
Especially when it comes to avatars. Like, I can't tell what this avatar is, like what's going on. And then, anyway.
Yeah, so Lisa, the numbers besides the chat should be on Den replies. Beside the chats on Den replies. Should be, I think you're talking about let me go to my other, I don't want to expose my chats on my main account. Hold on a second. So let me go in here.
You can show mine if you want to. I don't have any like numbers though, so I don't think it's going to be any good.
That's all right. I got this one, good old Brave browser here. Distant, stop screen, share, all the buttons, and then this one's going to be what? No, that's Brave, and this is Fire. Wow, I've got so many open.
I think I killed myself.
Well, don't do that.
When I was messing around. When I was messing around, it kicked me out. So.
Oh, that is Brave. Perfect. Cool. So let me go in and see in my chats, which is here. There is probably no, there's not. So will you, either one of you, or Lisa or anybody out there, DM the Decent Gains account? You might have to go into the Gainesville layer to find it, or actually in today's show in the replies section, I think I replied to Lisa in there. DM that account, and it should show me that I have. The answer to the question is it's supposed to show how many unread messages are in there, Lisa. So sometimes I've noticed that the layer chats and the DMs since they, again, it's just been implemented. And so there's going to be a few things that can be improved. But I think that there are some cases where I've seen, for example, in the Dragon Chain layer, I'll go through and read everything and it'll still say I've got 4 unread messages in there on the right, and I can't get rid of it for some reason. But that's the only layer it's happened to for me. So if you're seeing that, it should be, okay, here's unread messages in this layer. And in the very beginning, actually, it was counting your own messages as unread messages. So that's what that should mean. All right, so let me share it again. Cool. So now I have down here, you see there's a little blue, what do you call that? A dot that popped up on the chats. So now it says 1 to the right of the chat message. And that's how many messages are in there. So John, after you send that first message, you can go in and send a follow-up. Will you go ahead and send something else in there? And let's see if we can increment this to 2, just to demo. And I don't know if I need to refresh or not. Oh, there it goes. So now it says 2, right? John just sent another message. It says 2. So that's just going to be how many individual messages are inside of there, right? And for layer chat,
have not been read yet.
That have not been read yet. Correct. Yes. And there's 3. Awesome. And so layer chat, if you scroll down, if somebody had said something recently in Gainesville or Den support, I would see it right here. So that's what they are. And what did you say? Hee dig a dog, Spinal Tap. You know what? I've never seen Spinal Tap.
It's a great movie.
One of those things that I feel like I shouldn't admit that I hadn't seen because everybody's like, oh my God, you got to go see it. But I haven't.
No, you're fine. I don't think that's one of the movies that's like, oh my God, you have to go see it. But I think people should.
What do you mean, you people?
I said I think people should. I didn't say
okay.
anything about you people.
All right.
I heard you people.
That's fine. You both can be wrong. It doesn't have to just be one of you.
The replies.
Let's put it in a Den.social vote.
Yeah. All right, let's go answer the actual question. That's not exactly what Lisa meant. So let me go just to the main feed here. So Lisa's asking about the numbers next to the post here and in the replies here. Is that right, Lisa? Below the video on Den. Okay, let me just make sure. Let me go to the actual post that she's looking at. So make sure we're on the same page. Den. And then I'll go to Coffee with Den. And then I'll go down here at the numbers. Between the arrows. Yeah, exactly. So the numbers between the arrows is how much you've been voted. Now, it doesn't show you positive or negative. So you don't know if these are, this is how you evaluate. One of the roles of a denizen is to evaluate other people's content so that we can filter out the bullshit and we can make the good stuff rise to the top and stuff like that. It's also the way that you are rewarding other denizens. So when you get paid out matter every day, what that's doing, what the system is doing, is it's taking all of, Lisa, let's say you, oh no, you're right here. Lisa Mighty Davis. It's taking all of your posts, right? With the numbers next to them is the energy you've gotten. Now, for simplicity, let's assume that that's all positive energy. They're all upvotes. And it adds, on each post, it compares, it pays out. Simplify, Dave. Okay, so you get paid out every day proportionally based on how much energy you get, which is what these numbers are. So the numbers are when somebody, let me go vote on something of yours that I haven't yet. Here, you said, can't wait, put it on my calendar. I do thank you for that. And I'm going to vote it up, and I'm going to vote it up 13 times. So that's going to turn to 26. And so that is going to go into the calculation of how much you get rewarded for your work on Den. And that number is really, there's a, you can go into it. I could go into that for half an hour. But I won't. But basically, depending on how you're looking at it, if you are creating content, you obviously want to get as much energy as possible on your post. You want everybody to vote it up, and you want everybody to take this slider and go all the way to the right and give it as much energy as possible, right? Which I'm going to do because I love you. And energy comes back. Every hour you get some back. Every 24 hours, you get all of your energy back. And so what that's going to do is it's going to every single day, 1,000 matter tokens are rewarded to the Den mining process. And that mining process is literally interacting and being on Den. And so compared to other people's posts, like if you post something on Monday and it gets 5 bajillion energy, and you post something on Tuesday and it gets 5 bajillion energy, your payouts or your rewards for those 2 days will not be the same, because it's going to compare your performance against every other interaction on Den, every other post on Den. And you're going to get a weighted reward based on how you stack up every day to other people's content, right? So if you wanted to post content every single day, you could maybe shop around to different layers and see which ones. John can talk to you about that. He's done more research on that than I have. But you can kind of like pick what days you post, right? There's a tool for that. If you go to your rewards or payouts page, the metrics page, and you look at site-wide metrics, you can look at the daily average energy use, right? And so if you're looking for a day to, let's say you wanted to post regular content every week of some sort on Den, you could come through and you could see, for example, let's see, Friday, Monday, Saturday, Thursday. There isn't really a pattern that I can see, but if you find a pattern to where there's a trough, like the same day of the week, every week, that might be a good place to start having some weekly content, because you're going to get proportionally more reward that day, because there's typically less energy spent that day to compete with than if you were to post it, for example, on a day of the week that typically has a bunch, like Wednesday. Let's see. Yeah, Wednesday over here is high. Wednesday over here is high, and maybe tomorrow it'll be high again. Coffee with Den is on Wednesday, so maybe that's part of it. So yeah, just something to think about. But that's what the numbers are. The numbers are literally just how much energy you have earned from other users on that post. And the last thing I'll say is, if you're not producing content, if you are evaluating content, in other words, if you are clicking the up button, and weighing in your opinion on that, then you get paid, you get rewarded more for being the first one to vote, like before you have any indication, right? And I guess the last thing is we don't tell you if it's negative or positive. So we don't want people who are voting to bandwagon and vote in a certain direction just because, they say, oh, everybody's voted it down or everybody's voted it up. So, yep, it's sort of blind. It tells you the absolute value. It doesn't tell you positive, negative, but that's what it is. And so that's, the higher that number, the higher your rewards should be. You are welcome. No problem. So let's see. What else we got here? What are you working on over there, John?
I haven't made anything today, man.
Oh, very welcome, Lisa. I'm glad I was there. And anytime you have questions like that, just throw them out. And anybody out there too, you can DM me on Den. Is it already 11 o'clock? Holy crap.
It's already 11 o'clock, man.
Man, I should be the one that
in
gets
your
paid
world.
To turn up.
It's 11 o'clock in your world.
It is in Florida man time. It is 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Mexico City time.
Yeah. One of my best friends here was born in Mexico City. That's all I know
Actually,
about
I'm in Texas, but Texas and Mexico City time are the same.
I thought you were in El Salvador. Come on, you can't dox yourself.
Yeah.
You should say like 5 other places that you're from while you're at it.
He's in witness protection, man. He can't actually tell you the real answer.
I can't. I've already divulged too much. I've already showed you a picture of my closet. So
I was gonna say, although somebody could reverse image search this picture and then find the house on Zillow and find out where it is, or it's just a generic picture. That's what I used. That's what I. There was a story. There was an apartment we were looking at in New York, and the person was like, "Yeah, this looks great. Like, where's it located so I can pull up the information about it? Like, what's the name of the building?" And the person would just not give us the address. It would not give us the name of the complex. They're just like, "Let me know when you want a showing." I'm like, "This is weird." So I reverse like Google image searched one of the pictures they had of the apartment, and then I found the listing, and then found the reviews for the apartment, and they're like, "This is awful. Don't live here. Nobody cares. There's a pool on the roof, but it hasn't been opened since they opened the building. It's just constantly under construction. The elevator breaks all the time. Like, don't live here." I'm like, I see why they weren't going to tell me the name of the apartment, but also I'm going to find out. Like,
yeah, I do that for Airbnbs and stuff too, because they always frame it to where it looks like it's an isolated house with no close neighbors. And I'm like, look at this cabin in the woods. Awesome. But then you find some like landmark or something, and you go to Google Earth and look it up and find the place. And it's like, holy shit, this is in a topped mountain with 30 other poorly built vacation homes that so yeah, it's the internet is useful for sure.
I always Google Maps the area that I'm going to.
John, I can't believe they would do that to Trump Tower. John, I can't believe they would do that to Trump Tower.
I can't believe
it. What you're moving into? I didn't realize you were going to move into that.
It's just so cheap right now, man. It's just so cheap.
Such a deal.
Yeah. But hey, it's just so cheap. So why not?
I Am Fram. Are you going to go to Consensus this year? John, I know you're too busy to go to Consensus.
I've been probably not. I would like to, but probably not.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
the
not
dates
either.
again? What are the dates?
On.
Do you know the dates?
I don't even recall, because I just know that I'm not going, so I haven't even looked into it.
It's June 9th through the 12th.
What?
So that's right before NFT New York, I guess, right? Or same time or something like that.
It's in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing it's right around the corner. I mean, it's right in my backyard practically. So, but I got a lot of things going on right now. I don't think I'll be able to. I usually don't go to those anymore.
Oh, apparently it's live now this weekend. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It is June. Holy shit!
Funny story is that's the first time I'd heard about Ethereum when Vitalik was working on it, and I didn't get it. I was like, I don't understand this. It was what it was. I don't know. It was like at $3 or $4 or something like that. I don't understand this. And I was involved in all these other different projects at the time. I was like, I'm not getting this.
Yeah. The first time I heard it, I never even, like, honestly, I didn't read the white paper until fucking 2 years ago or something. Like, seriously. And I was doing so much other stuff, and I knew, like, I could see how Ethereum worked by using it. And that was good enough for me, because I've never really been an Ethereum guy, I guess. I mean, I love Ethereum, actually, more than the alternatives like Solana or even Polygon, to be honest. I just have never built on it really, or like had something that I could use it for other than like all the Web3 stuff that's going on right now. That wasn't even a thing until recently. So once Ethereum, like once DeFi took off, once DeFi happened, basically, that was the point where I'm like, fuck, I guess I got to read and see what this is. Sometime in there. Anyway,
I wonder if Jacob Wayne's going, because he's in this area too.
Oh, yeah. Maybe in the Texas layer that could be talked about.
Yeah.
But no, I was like mining Darkcoin or something when that came out, which became
that was Dash.
Yeah,
I went to Dash's open house.
Oh yeah,
I flew to Phoenix for its open house. Yeah, met the whole gang.
I was in DC. That would have been 2013 or something.
No, I think it was like 2016.
Well, no, Darkcoin was in 2013.
Yeah, Darkcoin was 2013. Yeah, when it switched.
I was trying to think of whenever I started mining. Basically, that was the moment. Because I saw Litecoin, right? So I mined some Litecoin, and I was like, Darkcoin. It's like the opposite. And the big thing there was like they had the big thing there was they had private send, but they also had kind of invented the DAO and masternode systems and things like that.
Yeah, that was ingenious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Evan Duffield. There you go. He was the founder, the creator.
Okay. Yeah, I remember like usernames and handles more than people's real names. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know there's this guy Wolf that did a lot of work early on with the miners,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So yeah, good stuff. But then later, yeah, Ethereum, like I said, Ethereum, I knew like it was there and it was doing stuff and stuff, but like I just put it off until forever. It's probably why I was sort of a Bitcoin maxi for so long,
Mm-hmm.
or mosty. Just said I was mining other stuff, so can't say I was maxi.
Yeah, I was one of these. I was into the big blocks. I thought that the biggest adoption probability was to a payment system. So, Lisa's going to be at Consensus Fridays.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, so that's cool.
I should go.
Well, I'm definitely not going to go. I'm going to be in. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say publicly that I'm leaving my house over the weekend, but I'm going to Clearwater. I'm doing
a protection program. Watch out.
I'm doing a workshop this month or next month on Web3 and security and like personal security and stuff. So I just think about how often I violate that myself. Do as I say, not as I do, kind of thing.
Right.
I like how I think I'm the only one that knows where you live. But now you've told us that you're gone. So I'm gonna have a great time in your pool. It's gonna be wonderful.
It's blue now. It is blue now. It keeps cycling. Over the winter, it greened out, and then I got it blue, and then a hose broke, and had to fix it or anything. So I just left it. Went on vacation, came back. It was green, but now it's blue. I'm gonna go swimming.
Are you just going on like weekends? Is it like
me?
Yeah. Or are you
occasionally we take a weekend trip. That's all.
Okay. Oh, I was just saying I got to go to Tampa soon. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we're just going for the weekend. One of my wife's PhD colleagues is flying in from Germany, so she hasn't seen him in a while. We're going to go hang out, and I don't know. Maybe I can convince them into. I think it's weird to take a German who just arrived in Florida and say, "Hey, let's go to a German restaurant in Florida," but I personally have been wanting to go to. There's a bunch of good German restaurants in central Florida. And so maybe I can be like, hey, you want an American take on German food? Let's go. Maybe you can evaluate it for us.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
when I lived in Japan, it was McDonald's. McDonald's.
McDonald's.
All right. I'll I let me see what I can do about going to Consensus.
If you do, hit me up and I'll connect you and Lisa.
Cool.
But yeah, the big block thing, what's interesting is I'm kind of really into Monero right now. And what they did was it is dynamic block size, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So whenever there's spikes in like heavy traffic or heavy transaction stuff like that, then the block size increases a little bit to sort of alleviate that, and then goes back down to normal again. So that's
I like that. I do. I like that. Fluffy Pony, the boating activity.
Yeah. Yep. I remember Fluffy Pony. Yep. All right. So let's see. I'm kind of reaching for an excuse to keep going here, but it has been 2 hours.
Yeah, I think you.
Well,
you need to do that a lot. That lot thing like Roundtable does.
Yes. So this is what's going to happen.
You need to do your own layer, and get your own lot going like Roundtable. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Before you came on, John and I were talking about that. We were kind of looking at examples of other layers. So there's some layers that have gotten off to an almost start, and then kind of like, all right, well, it was long enough ago that like all the features weren't here yet to be useful. And then there's World Blockchain Roundtable. So I think we should do it like World Blockchain, and then start giving out lot the same way. Giving out ownership every time somebody like, Lisa, for example, have a great day to you as well. And thank you for chiming in. But like I would tip out Lisa with lot. I would tip out you with lot. People that ask questions right now, I give out Matter. But if we had a business layer where we can control our own governance and economics within it, then I can just issue lot on the spot, because the business layers don't have a max supply and they're very customizable. You can do it however you want. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then we will make it to where it doesn't become a stagnant layer. It'll become a world blockchain layer.
So my question, I don't know. I'm curious if you can't just buy other people that have like inactive layers and then change the name of the layer, right?
No. Well, if you can get a hold of them, sure. But I've even tried to do that. Like the maker layer that I love to make fun of, because I keep trying to get Blake to do something with it, because he like made a scene publicly to get it. And then just, that's all he wanted, just get his way. And so I've tried to talk to him and be like, hey, can I like have some of your layer so I can do something with it? Or do you want to like sell it? You know, that kind of thing. He's like, no, I'm just going to sit on it. It's like, all right, fuck you too. It's such a good domain. Like it's a good like layer, like maker. So I think maybe a DIY layer will pass eventually that can just be the maker layer, or a maybe like an active maker, you know what I mean? Or something like that. But no, you can't really do that unless you can get somebody else to like sell you their lot or tip it. When we get the matter lot swap, it'll be a lot easier because you'll be able to go see like a list of what's available for you to swap matter for that people have put up, and you can do it that way. Otherwise, you can, I think it's 1 ether and you bring your own lore and you can open a business layer and then you can customize that however you want. There's even a bunch more stuff you can do if you want to pay more, but, to get all the basic features of a layer, and the only difference is it's a business layer with no maximum lot supply, then 1 ether and however many lore you want to bring to the table to create lot for it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So
let's close out. Thanks for all of the thanks for the last 2 hours, everyone. I like these. I appreciate it.
Likewise.
Yeah. So go to Consensus if you can. Litecoin Lisa will be there. And if you want to meet up with her, go look for her. She looks like if you go look at her tiny avatar that you can't see, you can go see what she looks like. And other than that, let's see. Today is Wednesday, so we're doing World Blockchain is tomorrow. The topic on that is blockchain and manufacturing. So that'll be cool. There's a lot of crossover there with things like NFTs and with things like security, like supply chain attacks or things like that. So I'm sure that'll be some of the questioning. If you have questions about manufacturing, specifically as it relates to blockchain, then you can ask over in the World Blockchain Roundtable layer, which I will show to you now. It is, so we got to add like a list at the top of letters, so you can just click on a letter to scroll down because we keep getting more layers in the list.
Oh, I know.
So
we're like 120 layers or something.
Heck yeah, man. So if you go, go suggest a theme for July too. So the theme for tomorrow is blockchain and manufacturing. If you could leave a reply with a question here, it'll be voted on. And then we just start from the top and start reading down. And however many we get to, if you get hit on the show with your question and we talk about it, you get ownership of this, I'll call it a podcast, right? Of this show, of this layer, through lot tokens. And then also, I just noticed like I said, the July theme topics are open. So suggest a theme for July, right? We've got futurists that look at use cases of cryptocurrency in the metaverse, and we've got blockchain for accountants. That sounds difficult. So if there's something you're curious about, throw a theme, throw a topic in here. That'll get voted on, and then the top 4 or however many weeks is in July get picked to talk about. That's how that works, and you also get rewarded for doing it. So go do it.
Cool.
Other than that, you guys have anything you want to shout out before?
Yeah, go to my page really quick.
Okay, go to your page, like on Den.
Go to my tab real quick. My tab.
Oh, I got you. Bring you up here.
Yeah. All right. I want to shout out Just an Idiot.
All right. Good.
If you go to the Fendera layer, I don't know what that is. Apparently he doesn't either. And this is the first post in the layer again. Okay, I've been checking in this layer to see if somebody would post anything. So I will go first.
What is
Fendera? I see only one.
I don't know.
owner.
Actually, I have no idea. click on the layer thing. What does it say? Does it have a description or anything?
I don't think it says anything.
Huh.
This is it.
I don't know.
I
had to Google it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I had to Google what Fundera was.
If I had to guess, it's probably somebody who is either, well, that was from a long time ago. So it must have been something like Laptop Radio, where we got together. Yep, this is a good idea. They poked at it for a minute, enough to get it created, and decided there weren't enough features yet. If you notice, that was 6 months ago that person posted. I don't know how long ago that the layer was created. So that happened quite a bit. Like, this is, trying to bring people in and onboarding. I don't like the way that we've brought some people in too early, kind of, now that I think back on it, because I feel like there's a situation where first impressions, like if you download an app and you use it and it sucks, you might not ever look at it again just because it's in the back of your mind. It's like, oh yeah, I looked at that, meh. So now that we have like all these new features, I think that maybe those people can revisit. Hopefully, maybe we'll hit them up, but I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's somebody we were working with at the time. They probably bought a layer and then never used it, which can happen. That can happen.
But yeah, I just love that Justin Idiot is out here helping people figure out who they are. He's really, and that's what we own.
Yeah, Nate, the denizen, the psychologist.
There it is. That's my shout out.
What is this place? Yeah, shout out to Justin Idiot. Yeah. I am. You shouting out on our way out?
No, I'm limited because of my witness protection program. I really can't say.
Fair enough. Yeah, can't say anything about anybody. They might come to your closet. They know where the private access door is now.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. No, really appreciate it. Have a good time. Thanks.
Thanks. Have a good one. And then everybody else have a good one. And as usual, I don't have the buttons ready, so I'm going to talk my way out until I get onto it. And here we go. So Enter the Dragon by Y'all Weird. And I'll see y'all next week. I'll actually see you tomorrow on World Blockchain. Oh, come to the Den.social governance call, y'all. And I'll see you as well. So cheers.
See ya.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.